It's 5 o'clock Mountain Time. That means breaking news. Trump in Miami, 37 felony counts. Is he guilty? And we are going to debate that today, right, Shay?
Yeah, we betcha, baby. This
Once
is good.
again, once again, Trump shows up in court. So here we go.
Well, it's remarkable because it's one of three cases. He's got the one in New York,
Yep.
not state. He's got the state case in Georgia, and
Yep.
now he has this federal case in Florida. Of course, in New York, they're trying to create a federal case, but that hasn't
Hmm.
happened yet.
Yeah.
But this one's different because the uh, possibility of prison on such a large scale. So once
Mm.
again, create the victim. He goes out, and we'll let you speak to the issues that they're directly talking about. But I
Mm.
went through this. Uh,
Indictment.
yeah, I mean, it's just a bunch of chatter. It's all it's the same thing 35 times, and then there's two sort of exemptions to it, and it's a lawyer that's been in serious trouble and almost been disqualified from a lot, well, has been disqualified from a number of cases because of his failure in front of the Supreme Court and his you know
Mm.
just despicable handling of cases. So
Mm.
this won't even go to court before the election. But
Well,
anyway,
we'll see.
let's see. Go.
First of all, we got to talk about what are felonies. Crimes that are classified as felonies tend to involve physical violence or some type of action that can cause extreme harm, either physically or psychologically. So that's one of the. He's charged with 37 felonies.
And that's one of the problems in this, and it's good that you
Mhm.
define that, because
Mhm.
in the basis of that of that is extreme harm,
Mhm.
and nowhere in the indictment does it qualify or explain the extreme harm that they're accusing him of creating.
Yeah. The other one is the Espionage Act uh, to crack down on wartime activities considered dangerous or disloyal, including attempts to acquire defense related information and the intent, once again, Shane, to harm the United States. And I don't believe in either case Trump is out to harm the United States of America that has, built him his fortune and
Yeah, yeah,
taking care of him. Plus, he didn't have to run for president. He was happy with. He had a pretty good life going on before
pretty
that.
good.
So
My
yeah.
goodness, I mean, the Trump
Mhm.
company that him and his family operate generates $500 million a year in cash. It's a
Mhm.
cash cow. It's got nothing but cash.
Yeah.
And all the accusations of loans to banks in Europe and China and Russia and Germany,
Yeah.
they all fell through, like Trump and Russia, and then the Ukraine phone call. So it's very clear to everyone, both you and
Mhm.
me, and I'm not even an American, so I can say this
Yeah.
clear to me that this is politically motivated, and it's
Mhm.
clearly an effort to misdirect any inquiry of Biden. The same day they announced this last Friday, this indictment, they also announced that Biden's on tape, asking for money from, you know, this company, this gas company, and in the
Charisma.
Ukraine, yes, and hiring his son, and I mean the amount of blood all over the floor, and
Yeah.
as I say, the vultures circling the Capitol or the White House,
Mhm.
and is just, I mean, the thunderstorm should be cracking the top of the flagpole in half.
Well, I don't think so, Shane, because none of that has anything to do with Trump's case.
Yes, it does. It has
No, it
everything to do with
doesn't.
it.
No, it
That's why
doesn't.
no,
It
that's
does
why they're
not.
doing it. That's why they're doing it. They're doing this to Trump to dissuade having to go after him and his family and his crime family. You
I
know that.
understand
I know
that.
that.
No, but what
Okay.
I'm what
Well, I'm
I'm
glad we
getting
agree
at
on that. We can agree on that.
what I'm getting at is none of what Biden did or Hillary did or Pence did or anybody else did is going to be brought into this case. They're not going
Oh
to
no, no,
allow.
I disagree with you.
They're not going to
I
allow that. They're not
no,
going to
no,
allow it.
no. When it doesn't matter on appeal, it'll be thrown out even if it gets that far.
The
But
judge won't
look,
allow it.
well, of course they will because
No, he won't.
they'll use an exception clause or rule
No,
to say that this can't be the exception when you didn't do it to Clinton president, Obama president, Biden vice president,
nobody else has been
Pence vice
indicted.
president,
No
Secretary of
one
State
else has been
Clinton.
indicted.
I didn't. I know that, but I'm talking about the
That's
case.
why you can't bring it in.
Okay.
There's no charge against anyone else. It's like your case would be, well, I robbed a bank. Well, the guy across the town robbed a bank too, but that doesn't have anything to do with my bank robbery.
Well, look, that's because Aileen Cannon is helping the American people learn about, all this new legal information because of Trump. They're learning about indictments, felonies. They're learning about the doctrine that protects presidents and their personal documents. Learn about the Fourth and 10th Amendment. And this Aileen Cannon, I mean, it's just unbelievable. From August to December of 22, she has presided over a case of Donald Trump versus the United States of America, and she ordered the U.S. government to pause using materials seized from Mar-a-Lago.
Mhm.
Trump had it appealed and requested a special master. The U.S. Court of Appeals for the 11th Circuit, which is that's as liberal as you get, Thomas. They finally reversed Connor's order, finding the canon that she was wrong in wrongly exercising jurisdiction over the case, and so she had to dismiss Trump's lawsuit per
Mhm.
instructions from the 11th court. So they'll reverse themselves in favor of Trump and then order the judge to cancel or to to dismiss the case.
All
So
right. Stop.
they
Stop.
block him
Stop.
from going after this country. Like, it's
Stop.
great stuff.
Stop.
What?
Since you didn't allow the foundation of who Eileen Cannon is, I'm going to do it now.
Good.
She's a
Well,
federal
wait, when I finish, you can do it after. She's an appointed. She was appointed by Donald Trump, of all people.
Federal District Judge Eileen Cannon, a Trump appointee who sits in the Southern District of Florida, was assigned to oversee the criminal case against the former president. That was going to be our last point of the day, but that's
Oh,
okay.
really?
Yeah,
You
it
you
was.
didn't tell me that. No, I see.
Well, no, because you started in with her with no basis of who she was or why she was there. So,
Well, I'm glad you explained it. You're a
well,
good
yeah,
guy.
I am.
You're one of the
I'm
good guys.
I'm a wonderful guy.
You are.
But before that, we've got to get to the point that Trump and his co-defendant, Waltine Natra, alleged to have aided Trump in concealing the records. The both were released without bond or travel restrictions, which amazes me because Trump's got his own jet. He's not a flight risk. Come on,
Well, I don't think
he's
so.
an obvious flight risk.
He's running for president, number one. That would be
Okay,
negative news. He
I'm
doesn't want to
making a
do that.
joke. Come on.
Oh, that was a joke?
Yeah,
Oh,
well, of course it's a joke.
that was Tom Humor? Okay.
What? He's not a
I
flight.
didn't recognize it.
Yeah, I know. You got no sense of humor. That's why.
I don't.
I know.
I take all this way too seriously as a
You
foreigner.
do.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you what's going to happen. Nault, whatever his name is gonna be given a deal to turn on Trump.
Well,
That's going to be obvious.
well, that's not going to happen because he's been Trump's personal aide since the White
He's
House.
facing 8 counts of prison.
So is Trump, and they're both. Trump didn't have real counsel today. They both will need to get to counsel. That's going to take
Mhm.
a year because any counsel brought in for them have to be experts and they have to have clearance to be able to review and look at the documentation. So
Mhm.
it's
That's
not a
true.
simple
Yeah.
it's not a simple team of lawyers to put together to
Mhm.
even argue or take this to court.
Yeah. From our YouTuber, the prosecution said it's going to be a speedy trial. They would try to get it done before the election, as the wheels of
Ah!
justice do a burnout when it's about Trump. But you're right; they are going to have to they're going to have to get people who are qualified. Otherwise, you've got an automatic appeal if you got attorneys that don't know about classified materials and
or aren't
all the
cleared.
laws that, yeah, all the laws that go along with it. So,
I mean, you can't have an attorney that can't review material for your defense.
yeah.
That's
So they're, yeah.
now
So there's that.
the man that you're speaking about is very, very amazing. He was his personal aide in the White House. He came from the
Mhm.
Navy.
Yeah.
They usually appoint someone from the military to be a personal aide to the president. He's the guy that
Mhm.
gets his dry cleaning and puts his
Yeah.
suit out in the morning and gets his coffee or things
Yeah.
of these natures. You know, he's like a
Mhm.
footman to the
Yeah.
king,
Moves
basically.
boxes of
Yeah,
documents.
when Trump left the White House, he retired and he went
Mhm.
to Mar-a-Lago with him. So, you know, they're it's like the accountant that they put in jail. You know,
Yeah.
you know, we went through that. So.
Well, a couple big things that are looking at Trump right now. One is the tapes with thoroughly modern Mark Milley, which which got to get him.
Now that was funny because
It was funny. See, I have a sense of humor.
yeah, Millie, what a douchebag this guy is.
Yeah. Well, Trump appointed him Joint Chiefs of Staff, so the
Yeah,
falling out of that is a big deal. Yeah.
bad
So
advice.
yeah. Well,
Clearly.
at any rate, he apparently, according to the indictment, he's telling Milley about this attack on Iran that he proposes. Milley's trying to talk him out of attacking Iran, and Trump is giving out classified material and saying on tape that it's not declassified. So that in itself is pretty damning, and will be.
Yeah, but what's the harm? What harm was done by that?
Well, that's it.
I mean, this is
If
a
that's what they go after,
yeah, that's right. What's the harm in that? And look, you've got to be able to have conversations like that with the president, like you would if
mm-hmm.
you're a CEO and you're being sued by somebody. The lawyers are going to come in. You're going to ask them questions.
No.
What can we do? We can't go. What can't we do?
Yeah.
The lawyers will tell you,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you can't do that. That's illegal. You can't go in
Mm-hmm.
that direction because it's a trap. And you know, it's the
Mm-hmm.
old saying, you know, a lawyer doesn't ask a question he doesn't know.
Yeah.
So that's one of the big things that's going to hold this up because there's probably 40 people that have to be, you know, interviewed and questioned,
Mm-hmm.
you know, by both sides. And plus he's got a campaign thing to run and he's got two
Mm-hmm.
other trials. So they
Yeah.
can't force him into a position of non-compliance. I mean,
Yeah.
again,
Well,
overreach by the
yeah.
demolition party. They're
Well,
good.
they also didn't. They also didn't put a gag order on him for not to speak about the charges or whatever, because he's going to be in New Jersey tonight talking about it, and this is the whole case of his campaign. Is this are these various cases that have been brought against him?
Yeah,
You know, with
yeah.
pretty flimsy evidence, but. You know, he also in the affidavit.
Look, the whole lot. Okay.
Hang on. Let me finish, and
Well,
then
we
you can
only have
interrupt me.
like 10 minutes. You got to go.
I understand that, but I'm watching my clock, so
I am too.
taking,
Okay.
I'm on it.
All right.
But the other thing is, this indictment also points out that while he was not president, he's flashing documents, top secret classified stuff to people who don't have a clearance. So that's going to be certainly a red flag that you know, could cause him an issue.
Well, one of the biggest pictures of today was, and I thought was ironic, was all these boxes in a bathroom. And I'm thinking, now where better than to sit and look at documents than when you're on a toilet?
Well, that'd be right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's this really nice marble, you know,
Yeah.
clean, you know, bathroom,
Absolutely. Of course.
you know, with all these boxes stacked there, and you're
Yeah.
going. Now, first of all, like it took me a second to realize, well, that great place to go. You know, I'm
Yeah.
going to the bathroom, dear. See you in an hour.
Yeah. Right. That's what
I gotta
men
go
do.
look at some old top secret documents I declassified. I
Yeah.
miss them all so much.
Well, his admitting on tape that he didn't declassify them is going to come back and bite him. I'm afraid that's going to be
Depends
one
on
of the
which
things.
document he was referencing and what the harm was done. That's
Well, the harm would be disclosing it to someone not qualified to see it. That would be the harm. So
okay.
pretty simple. Yeah.
They call that conscious denial. Yeah, I know.
Well, plausible deniability.
No,
I
that's to
think.
cover yourself.
Well,
This
yeah, that's
the
yeah.
legal term for charging you. Yeah.
Okay. Well, while you're here, hey, why not take a second, go down the corner of the screen there and hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell. You'll always be notified when we're on. And of course, we're here every Tuesday and Thursday as weather permitting. We're here every Tuesday and Thursday, 5 p.m. Mountain Time. So we would like it if you would join our family and leave a comment. What kinds of things would you like for us to talk about? We're going to be talking about Trump probably for the next 2 years, and uh, it'll be interesting. Shane, every time he gets one of these indictments, his popularity and his poll numbers rise. But I'm not sure that's going to help him in the election.
Well, it's not just that he's stronger. It makes him stronger, and he's maintaining his lead in the polls.
Yeah.
Um, but people are contributing, and unlike any other cycle, this is the first time now across the board. 80% of the donations are less than $25 by individuals, and the big money hasn't come in yet to play. So most of the money that's been raised is by small donations, and he's done really well doing that with people, which shows his support and the type of people supporting him. The other irony on all this is the amount of money involved in all this, not just on the government side, which has to be equivalent or greater than what he is because they have more lawyers, but he's well in excess of $100 million now over 7 years of this. So just for legal fees, not accounting fees or other fees that he's got to pay. So it's quite amazing.
Yeah. Well, he'll be at a fundraiser tonight in New Jersey. He's expected to raise several $1,000,000 tonight from big donors at a private dinner that he's holding, and he's going to give a speech there, which probably Fox will be the only one that will cover that speech, I would
Yeah,
guess.
8:15 Eastern, I
Yeah,
think.
something like that. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, so we'll have to tune in and see
In 1 hour, buddy. Just
see
one
what's going
hour.
on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens with that. So, any final thoughts, Shane, before we duck out of here?
It's just this is good because it's a continuing revival of American law and history for people to learn about, and the people that are most interested in supporting him are absorbing this. You can't say they're ignorant and not willing to listen to the context of what's going on. On the other side, the other policy of the other party is let's deny, let's lie, we don't want to go there, we don't want to be looked at, we don't want to open a file, and let's just blame them for what we're actually guilty of and doing. So it's two sides of a mirror because you can't look through the mirror because you see each other.
That's
But
it.
if you look in the mirror, you see yourself, and he knows he's innocent. And they look in the mirror, they know they're guilty, and the difference is he's got money, they don't.
Yep. Well, the two things that are going to come up in this, well, three things, I guess. One is harm, of course. One is intent, and one is did you know you were doing something wrong and did it anyway? So those are the three things I think they're going to go after him for, and which should be uh, all those are hard to prove, Shane. They just
Well,
are.
he probably has a better chance of a fair jury where he
Mhm.
is in Florida.
Only takes
Um,
one.
but I believe a grant or this, it's 12 people, and it only takes one to
Yeah,
not
only takes
you're
one.
not guilty. So
That's all
yeah.
it takes.
So for this guy, this prosecutor, he can't lose a single juror.
Yeah.
But even picking the jury is going to take months, because you can't form a jury until you got a trial date, and you can't get a
Mhm.
trial date till you get done with all the appeals and
Yeah.
arguments,
Mhm.
and like we were saying today. So good time, good for us. Years of talk time.
Amen. I'm gonna say we'll have stuff to talk about into 2030 if we both survive that
That's
long.
right. Exactly.
All right, that's going to wrap it up for us. Hey, I want to remind you that we are on radio every Saturday, 8 to 11 a.m. Mountain Time. You can listen live anywhere in the world, kmmsam.com. Just click on listen now. No sign up needed, nothing to join, no emails, no personal information of any kind. And you can text us, you can phone us, you can email us, you can do
You can
whatever.
hitch a ride.
That's right. Yeah, it's a ride on our coattails because we are happy to provide that service for you. And of course, don't forget to subscribe. We
And
need
see us on
subscribers.
Thursday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see us on
see us on
Thursday too.
Thursday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but subscribe, ring the notification bell, like us, let us know what you like, and we will see you on our next podcast, which will be this coming Thursday. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.